The following video tutorial describes how to run a sandwich ELISA, also known as an enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, using a General PeproTech protocol.
The capture standard and detection are supplied as stable lyophilized products and should be stored at -20°C until ready for use. Reconstituted capture standard and detection components are only guaranteed to be stable for up to 2 weeks when stored at 4°C. If you have reconstituted the EDK and plan on using it for a duration greater than 2 weeks, aliquot and store at -20°C for up to 6 months. In contrast to the other 3 EDK components, the Avidin HRP vial comes ready to use. In order to avoid harmful repeated freeze-thaw cycles or long-term storage at 4°C, which may adversely affect its functionality, aliquot the Avidin HRP into 10 6 microliter vials upon receipt and store at -20°C for up to 2 years from the date of receipt. Phase 1. Coating the plate with the capture antibody. Centrifuge the vial briefly to bring the capture antibody to the bottom. Reconstitute the capture antibody in sterile water to the concentration specified on the datasheet, and allow the vial to reconstitute for a minimum of 10 minutes. Centrifuge the reconstituted vial for 3 minutes at maximum speed. Dilute the capture antibody in 1x ppb to the concentration specified on the datasheet. Gently mix or vortex the vial. Try to ensure air bubbles don't mix into the solution. Immediately add 100 microliters of the capture antibody solution to the ELISA plate wells. Press firmly to seal the plate. Take care not to let the reagent splash on the film. Incubate the plate overnight at 25°C. Alternative incubation for this phase can be done at 37°C for 2 to 4 hours. To wash the plate, discard the liquid and blot on a clean, dry paper towel. Add 300 microliters of the wash buffer to every well and then aspirate the plate. Repeat this step 3 additional times, totaling 4 washes in all. After the last wash, invert the plate to remove liquid and blot on a clean, dry paper towel. There are several other methods to wash an ELISA plate. Whatever you choose, be consistent with your washing technique throughout the whole process. Phase 2. Blocking non-specific binding. Bovine serum albumin is used as the blocking reagent to block any unbound open sites within the plastic wells. Add 300 microliters of blocking buffer to each well. Seal the plate and incubate for at least 1 hour at 25°C. Phase 3. Specific binding of antigen. Prior to the end of the previous incubation period, centrifuge the standard vial briefly and reconstitute to the specified concentration in sterile water. Allow the vial to reconstitute for a minimum of 10 minutes. When the incubation period is over, remove the plate and wash 4 times. Centrifuge the reconstituted standard vial for 3 minutes at maximum speed. Dilute to the specified concentration and gently mix or vortex the solution. The standard curve is the area on the plate dedicated to fixed concentrations of our protein standard. If using a multi-channel pipette, first add 100 microliters of diluent to all standard curve wells, except for the first row. Next, add 200 microliters of standard solution to the first row of standard curve wells. Dilute 1 to 2 down the plate to a minimum of 6 concentrations. Each standard curve well should contain a final volume of 100 microliters of solvent. Use a minimum of 6 concentrations in triplicate, plus a minimum of 6 wells of blanks containing only diluent. These blanks are essential in later determining the efficacy and validity of the measurements of the samples. Next, add your specific samples of interest in triplicate to the remaining wells. Depending on the concentration of the analyte, dilution may be necessary for optimal results. Seal the plate and incubate for 2 hours at 25 degrees Celsius. Phase 4. Sandwich formation via addition of the biotinylated detection antibody. Prior to the end of incubation, centrifuge briefly and reconstitute the detection antibody for 10 minutes in sterile water. When the incubation is over, remove the plate and wash 4 times. Centrifuge for 3 minutes at maximum speed and dilute the detection antibody in diluent to the specified concentration. Gently mix the solution and immediately add 100 microliters per well. Seal the plate and incubate for 2 hours at 25 degrees Celsius. Phase 5. Addition of the enzyme-linked avidin HRP to the sandwich. While the plate is incubating, remove 1/6 microliter aliquot of avidin HRP from the freezer and let it thaw. When the incubation is over, wash the plate 4 times. Dilute the avidin HRP 1 to 2,000 times in diluent. Gently mix the solution and immediately add 100 microliters per well. Seal the plate and incubate for 30 minutes at 25 degrees Celsius. To reduce the background interference, ensure the incubation is for 30 minutes only. Phase 6. Conversion of the colorless substrate into a colored solution. Promptly wash the plate after incubation and add 100 microliters of ABTS substrate solution to each well. Use our avidin HRP in conjunction with ABTS only. Using it in conjunction with TMB or other substrate solutions may lead to a dramatic rise in background development. Incubate at room temperature for color development. Monitor the plate at 5-minute intervals for up to 60 minutes, using an ELISA plate reader set to the appropriate wavelength correction for your selected plate. OD readings will vary depending on the specific EDK and its reading time provided on the product data sheet.